Yeah, there's something valuable in there.
If he comes out, just so he can brag about the host committee and all of that stuff.
Oh, Brad?
Yeah. We are live here now at the 2025 NAGAAA Cup in Memphis, Tennessee, at the USA Stadium in just one of the little suburbs just outside of the city. This is Millington, Tennessee, and you can see some of the houses there in the backdrop. This is our final game of the day.
And who do we have in this game today?
We have Team Florida. FTL United is their name. They're from Fort Lauderdale, and they're going to be going up against the team that we just saw here, Columbus. That score that you see on the screen is not right. They're changing that. That was the score of the game in the last game. So we appreciate you joining us here. My name is Roman Jimenez, and with me on our technical crew is Jackson Kern, Tyler Forrester, Justin Kagiwa, Daryl Perry, and Tyler Forrester, who is running our technology. And at home watching is our Chief Technical Officer, Mitch Barnes, who is key to making all of the bells and whistles on this thing work.
Many bells,
many whistles.
Many whistles.
That is the voice of gay softball, queer softball, inclusive. What do we call you now? You can't just be gay.
First it was the voice of gay softball, and then you called me the voice of queer softball.
I think I'll call you the voice. I think I'll call you. I am hereby dubbing you the voice of Pride softball.
Yeah, you could do that.
There we go. Voice of Pride softball, Hall of Famer Rich Siegel, who received his Hall of Fame jersey. I was going to say jacket, but Hall of Fame jersey in Columbus. So he has So this Columbus Trophy Hunters team has a special place in his heart, and that team Fort Lauderdale United has a special place in my heart because, well, just look at them.
There you go.
We're getting the lineup now from our chief rabbit and scribe, Daryl Perry. So here to give you the lineups and with the play-by-play is the voice of Pride softball, Rich Siegel.
The umpires and the coaches are meeting. They're exchanging their roster sheets now. Columbus has said to us that they are going with the same lineup that they used in the annihilation that they just had over Twin Cities Spikes, 17-2. In a game that ended on a run rule, the umpires have left home plate. The respective coaches gone back to their dugout.
Florida will be the home team. They are the higher seed. Columbus will be the visiting team. They are the number 12 seed. Fort Lauderdale is the number 5 seed, so that will change on your screen here in a little bit as Florida moves from left over to the right.
And the time has run out.
Yep, the time is out now. That's what that beeping sound is, if you can hear it.
So, Brandon Archer, Chase White, Paul Ricks, batters 1, 2, and 3.
I will give you the rundown here in just a second of how these teams got here to this part of the bracket. In just a second here. First, I will start with Team Florida. They started the day 14-4 against the Cincinnati Monkeys. Now that Cincinnati team, that is their very first team here at the NAGAAA Cup. They're really more of a C team that just wanted to play up for the experience. I'm going to say that again in case you didn't hear it. a C team has decided to play in the NAGAAA Cup as a B team for the experience. That means they paid to go to a tournament that they didn't think they would win. What does that look like?
That's this team.
No, that's the Florida team beat them. That Cincinnati Monkeys was just a story I was being conveyed to by one of the players on that Monkeys team. Then they had a tight one, this team Florida, against the San Francisco Typo, a 9-8 win. And then they had another tight one against the Phoenix Roadrunners, 15-14, and that brings them here. So they've had two back-to-back one-run games, one of the 8-9 variety and one of the 15-14 variety. And there's the first pitch.
Eddie Strong is the pitcher for Fort Lauderdale. Again, as Rumman said, they're the number 5 seed against the number 12 seed Columbus Trophy Hunters. That first pitch was a strike. This pitch is lined down the right first base side, and it's caught by the first baseman, A.J. Alvarez, and that's the first out here in the top of the first.
We always want to know who you're rooting for, so if you're watching right now, go ahead and type into chat.
So the Cincinnati team came as a C team to get competition.
They are a C team, and they came as a B team. They made one or two pickups.
There's a base hit off the pitcher's leg. Bounce to the second baseman who had no play. We're going to give that an infield single to Chase White.
The umpire,
the batter.
You notice the umpire going out there to check on the pitcher. This is what is called a professional courtesy. The pitcher is obviously fine, but the umpire walking out there is considered an unofficial visit. And when the umpire does that, that's just an opportunity to give that pitcher a little extra time to recover, recuperate. You'll see that seasoned umpires do that every time a ball comes that hot back at the pitcher and deflects off of them.
Paul Ricks now outside for a ball. Good eye. Ball 3-1. And a strike called. It's 3-2. Runner at first base. One out. Swung on and bounced to the first baseman. He steps on first for one. Now they have the man in a rundown and they tag him out. So the play will,
fantastic.
Yes, it sure was. The play will go on Paul Ricks. He's out 3 unassisted. And then Chase White is out 3-6-3, and that ends the first inning. 1 hit, no one left on base.
Number 23 on the dive back to first base didn't think that he was out, but the replay clearly shows that he was, as the snap tag got his jersey as he was diving underneath to get back to first base. It's an opportunity to tell you about Mikan. Mikan is our bat sponsor, meaning that they provided all of the bats here to the Gay Softball NAGAAA Cup, iPride Softball NAGAAA Cup here. You'll see the 2 bats there behind home plate. They're 2 different colors. They are 3 different sizes, 25 ounce, 26 ounce, 27 ounce. That's 6 bats on each field, and there are a lot of fields here at USA Stadium. Mikan, the proud sponsor of all the bats here being used at the 2025 NAGAAA Cup. Thank you, Mikan, for your support.
Home half of the first inning, and Dustin Hardy, Jimmy Williams Jr., and Christian Mazeret will bat. Left center, right field, third baseman.
You'll see some players coming up to the batter's box with a black bat, and some of them will come up with a white bat. Both say iPride on them. These are not just bats with different color schemes. These are bats that hit differently. So the black bats have a different load than the white ones.
First pitch is grounded to the second baseman, over to first, 1 out, and the first pitch results in the first out at the bottom of the first. 4-3 on the putout. And I should mention that it does look to me like the, we do know that the Columbus was playing with a 5-person infield. Jimmy Williams Jr., the batter. First pitch is a strike. And that pitch is a ball. There's a ground ball between first and second and on into right field for a hit. It's the first hit of the ball game for Fort Lauderdale.
It's a beautiful pitch from the pitcher. Camp House. Just curved over just a little bit too much.
Christian Mazer the batter. Runner at first, one out. First pitch is a ball.
Hit the plate. That one also had that late movement.
And that pitch is also a ball.
That one too high.
And that pitch is outside. I think it was illegal anyway, so it's ball 4.
Yeah. I think it was short, actually, I think. But illegal as well.
And Huey Higgins will be the batter, the cleanup batter. He is their right center fielder. First pitch to him. He swings and lifts one in the air down the left field line, third base line. And the third baseman moves over towards the dugout, makes the catch. In foul territory, out number 2.
Stole that ball over the fence, actually. It was out of play, and he reached over to get it. You can see he hit our cameras on that one.
2 out in the inning and brings up Mario Newson. He is their second baseman. Mario Newson hits a ground ball, backhanded by the second baseman, over to the middle fielder, and that's the force out, and that ends the inning. No runs scored in the inning. We are going to the top of the second. Our game is scoreless here on the Cloud Sports Network.
Tell you, we are in for some, it appears, and maybe it's just the early going, but it certainly appears that we are in for a defensive game with lots of really good play by both teams on the defensive side of the ball. I told you earlier how Fort Lauderdale got here. I'm going to take a minute now and share with you how the Columbus team got here. Trophy Hunters lost to Dallas Force or Texas Force 12-8 in their first game. Then came back and beat the TC Spikes 15-5. Lost to the Knoxville Assassins 10-5, and then beat, as you saw earlier, the Trophy Hunters beat the Spikes 17-2. So they're here now taking on their second game of bracket play.
And then we'll start the second inning with the leadoff batter, Daniel Porter, the right center fielder. Pitcher, again, is Eddie Strong. His first pitch of the second inning is a ball.
Too high.
There's a fly ball hit out into right field, and it is a foul ball. It looked like it hit chalk, but apparently not. Hey. That didn't miss by much from being a base hit.
And that would have gone, with where that went in the corner, that was going to go for a long way. The runner was going to go. That could very well have been an inside the park home run.
Could have been. You're right. Two and two the count. There's a fly ball hit out into shallow right center field. The ball drops between the two outfielders and rolls away from them. Porter around second. He'll head to third, and he'll go in standing with a triple.
No communication out
That's
there.
it.
None at all. Center fielder was coming over. The right fielder had every opportunity to call him off, but there was no communication there. Right fielder got a late break, so nobody was chatting.
Derek King can give his team an early lead here. He has a runner at third base and nobody out. And that was caught by the first baseman on a sharp line drive, and that's the first out of the second inning.
Second time, a hot shot's come right back at the pitcher. This time, no mercy. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Here's Matt Braun. And he hits one in the air to right center field. Catch is made. It'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI, and it's 1-0 for Columbus as Daniel Porter scores the first run of the game. That'll bring up Ray Connell. He is the right fielder. The on-deck circle is Josh Teeters. First pitch to Connell. Swung on and hit in the air to right center field, and the ball gets down for a hit. Josh Teeters now will bat with two out and a runner at first.
And, of course, we're not the only softball game on right now. Texas and Oklahoma, bottom of the first inning, 0-0 score.
Fly ball hit out into right field. Catch is made. The inning is over. A run does score, though, for Columbus here in the top of the second. It is now 1-0 Columbus over Fort Lauderdale as we head to the bottom of the second here on the Cloud Sports Network.
That gives us an opportunity to talk about the pumping station. Events like the 2025 NAGAAA Cup couldn't happen without tremendous local support. And for the host committee here in Memphis, you won't find a bigger supporter than the pumping station, home of the opening party this past weekend on Friday, and significant supporter of the Bluff City Sports Association. That's a local league here. It is simply the place to be, the pumping station. So next time you're in Memphis, drop by, pay a visit, grab a drink, and tell them thank you for sponsoring their local queer sports leagues. And, of course, the 2025 NAGAAA Cup. Here to tell you the rest of the story is the voice of Pride Softball, Rich Siegel.
All right, here in the top or the bottom of the second, A.J. Alvarez is going to lead off. He is their first baseman. He wears number 33, and he'll start things off for his team. Having surrendered a run in the top of the second, they now bat here in the bottom of the second, trailing 1-0. There's a ground ball up the middle between the middle fielder and the shortstop in that vacated hole, and it's a leadoff single for Fort Lauderdale to start the bottom of the second.
I chuckled because I could see the expression of the middle infielder there just sort of hang his head going, yeah, I should have been over on that side of the bag.
Corey McFadden, the shortstop, is now batting.
Thank you, Drew Cantner-Wagner, for watching. We appreciate it. We want to know if you've got a friend or family member in the game or just someone you admire, let them know that you're watching. Tag them in the chat.
McFadden swings and hits one in the air to right center field. That ball's got some carry on it, and enough carry that it's going to go all the way to the warning track. A run is going to score, and they may just get two. And they will. This is going to be a two-run homer inside the park for Corey McFadden.
So after talking about how good the defenses are for both of these teams, each one had a little bit of an outfield lapse out there. That one got all the way to the fence, and then the defenders were trying to watch the play as it unfolded as they were trying to reach for the ball, and rather than just go get the ball and throw it in. A little bit of a miscue out there, and that scored two.
Kenny Ellison now will bat with 2 runs having scored and nobody out, nobody on. Swing and a slow roller down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Third baseman comes up throwing, but he, and we're talking about Ellison, is blessed with speed, and he beats the play. It'll be an infield single for Kenny Ellison, and will bring up the pitcher, Eddie Strong.
Boy, that third baseman did everything right there on that play, though. And it was a close play at that. Gets to the ball, brings it up to the hand, quick release. But like you say, the speed killed it.
First pitch is a strike called. Second pitch, foul tip. One ball and 2 strikes. There's a swing and a pop-up on the infield. It'll be caught by the pitcher halfway between the mound and first base, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the second. We'll bring up the catcher, Courtney Samuels. With an absolutely stunning ponytail. That's a lot of hair.
She's giving me a little bit of Dee Saliga. What do you think? See the resemblance there?
I do.
I had to take a double take initially.
There's a line drive into right field for a base hit. Ellison around second. He'll make it to third easily. Pitcher makes the cutoff, and it is runners at first and third with 1 out and 2 runs having already scored here in the second inning.
Boy, that was just a forehand shot down the right side. Really beautifully done.
Dustin Hardy led off the game by grounding to the second baseman. He bats with a runner in scoring position, 1 out, and again 2 runs have scored in the inning. First pitch is outside for a ball.
Camphouse trying to work that corner, but that pitch sailed outside.
Swung on, hit in the air to right field. Right fielder ranging over to his left will make the catch. Ellison will score easily. 3rd run in the inning. Sacrifice fly for Hardy. Our score is now 3-1.
Hardy didn't look too happy with that. I think he'll take the RBI, but you could tell that he was not happy with his swing on that particular pitch. Really good job from Camphouse working the inside corner there. Started that sort of a sweeper pitch.
Jimmy Williams Jr. goes to the opposite field, and that ball is over the right fielder's head. This will plate at least 1 run, and it'll only be the 1 run, as Courtney Samuels, they put in a runner. So Ellison scored in Samuels' position. So it is the 4th run of the inning. It is now 4-1 on a double by Jimmy Williams Jr., and that'll bring up Christian Meseret.
He's got that sweeper pitch moving, really doing well.
There's a line drive to the shortstop, and that ends the inning. But 4 runs did come across here in the bottom of the 2nd. We go to the top of the 3rd, and our new score is now Fort Lauderdale 4 and Columbus 1 on the Cloud Sports Network.
So, Rich, now that we've been in Memphis, is this a town you've been in before?
Not since the 70s. I came back-to-back years for 2 weddings.
This is my first time here, and it's got a beautiful downtown. And our hotel, we were bragging about our hotel in another broadcast, but it's right across the street from Redbird Stadium.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar, the Redbirds is the AAA affiliate for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, St. Louis is just about 4 hours north of here on the 55 freeway. Cuts through Arkansas, Missouri, goes all the way up to St. Louis, which is of course on the border of Illinois, and on the east side of the state. And just jump on that 55, where you'll also get off to go to my house, 55 in Loughborough. But you take the 55 south straight from St. Louis, and you find yourself 4 hours later here in Memphis. It's a beautiful town, beautiful downtown. Really nice, just kind of vibe here, actually. Really enjoying it.
Don Judas Miles will lead off here in the 3rd inning.
But having said that, yeah, just right across the street from Redbird Stadium, which looks like a carbon copy of the Busch Stadium.
Yes.
It's really pretty how they've done it.
First pitch is a strike called as we start the top of the 3rd. The next one is grounded up the middle and on into center field for a base hit. Oh, he's going to try for second, and he goes back to first. They throw back behind him, and he's safe.
Catcher looks at him and says, "You better stop that. You might get thrown out." None of that aggressive turn stuff.
Camphouse, the batter. He almost went halfway to second base.
He did, and that was really close. As I'm looking at it now on replay, that was really close. Gadzooks. Of course, there's other professional sports teams here, the Grizzlies and the...
I think they play tonight.
They are playing tonight here.
And I think they need a win tonight, otherwise their season ends. There's a line drive hit down the right field line. That ball is in for a hit. Miles around second. Now comes around third. Camphouse around third. He will score.
Camphouse with a home run. 4-3 now here. You just had the feeling from the way that first inning started that this game was going to be different. It was going to look different, and it already does. 4-3 here in the top of the 3rd.
Here's Brandon Archer.
Still batting leadoff.
And he takes the first pitch for a ball. This one is hit in the air foul to the right side and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs have scored in the inning. Ball 3, that's a pitch that deemed illegal. Chase White is on deck. And he hit, this at bat is a foul, or this pitch is fouled to the right side. Ball is in. Count is again 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are at play here in the top of the 3rd inning. Score is 4-3. There's a fly ball hit out into right field. Foul, and he's out. First down in the inning on a 3rd foul. Chase White will be the batter. He singled in his first at-bat. The on-deck hitter is Paul Ricks. Looks like Ricks is having a conversation with some of our technical crew down at on the field level. And there's a fly ball hit down in the left field line. That ball's got some carry, and the ball is a fair ball. And it'll be at least a double, and that's probably all he'll be able to get. A 1-out double for Chase White will bring up Paul Ricks.
That landed about maybe 6 inches inside the line. It was real close.
Swung on, hit opposite field. That's in for a hit. And it will tie the game. Throw comes into the shortstop. White scores easily, and it's 4-4. You go opposite field, and now the batter will be Daniel Porter. He tripled and scored in his first at-bat. Be a courtesy runner. Camp House is going to come in to run for Ricks. And the first pitch, swung on and bounced to the right side off the first baseman's glove, fielded by the second baseman, who threw to the shortstop to get the out there. That's going to go 3-4-6. So Ricks is out.
What a great play.
4, 6.
The second baseman coming over there to back up the first baseman. The ball ricochets off the first baseman's glove. Second base picks it up barehanded and fires a shot over to second to catch the speedy runner. That's Camp House.
Derek King will be the batter. Popped in the air to shallow right field. Right fielder didn't have to come in too far to make the catch, and that ends the inning. However, 3 runs did come across for the Columbus Trophy Hunters here in the bottom, or in the top of the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and our game is tied at 4 on the Cloud Sports Network.
This gives me an opportunity to talk about the USGSN. The United States Gay Sports Network invites everyone to come out and play. USGSN is America's only LGBTQ plus sports directory that promotes every league and tournament in the country. If you want to find a league or tournament buy-in for the LGBTQ plus community and its allies, then head over to usgsn.com. The network currently features over 1,000 leagues in over 100 cities, with more than 40 different sports to pick from. We're talking softball, flag football, tennis, hockey, basketball, all queer, volleyball, pickleball, dodgeball, all queer leagues, buying for the queer community and its allies. Head over to usgsn.com to find the league near you in the sport that you want to play. Follow and subscribe to them at USGSN on all socials.
Huey Higgins leads off the inning by grounding 1-2, the shortstop over to first, safe. He beat the play. It's an infield single for Huey Higgins to start the bottom of the 3rd. We'll bring up Mario Newson, who hit into a fielder's choice to the second baseman in his first at-bat.
hustling down that line.
And the first pitch is a ball inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Camphouse's pitch is grounded beyond the reach of the second baseman and on into right center field for a hit. It'll be first and second and nobody out. A.J. Alvarez, the batter, his first at-bat was a single and a run scored.
Nobody out here.
And that pitch is a strike call.
This umpire looks very familiar. I'm drawing a blank, though. Do you remember?
No. Pop-up, foul behind the dugout.
It's not Donna Mack. Who is that?
No, I don't remember. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
We like to give our umpire some love, so I'll go get that info for you.
There is a long fly ball hit out into left field. That ball's got some carry.
Oh, my.
The catch is made. Runner tags and goes from second to third. The cutoff man misses the throw from the outfield, but it's backed up by the pitcher, and so the runner at third base has no further advancement. So it'll be runners at first and third on a nice play out there by the left fielder. Next batter is Corey McFadden. McFadden hit a 2-run homer his previous at-bat. There's a fly ball hit foul to the right side.
Very foul. Is that possible? Thanks, put in.
Rounder to short. Over to second for 1. Relay throw to first is wide and safe, and a run scores. Huey Higgins scores. And on the play, McFadden is safe at first base, and that'll bring up Kenny Ellison, who singled and scored in his first at-bat. And there is a pop-up on the infield. It drops in front of the middle fielder and caroms over to the second baseman.
Crazy spin.
And so it'll go as an infield single. A weak one, but a productive one.
That had so much spin on it that it hit the ground, and on this turf infield just hung a right.
Here's Eddie Strong, who popped to the pitcher his first at-bat. Strike called. One ball and 2 strikes is the count to the pitcher from the pitcher. And Eddie Strong swings and grounds one to the second baseman. They'll go to the middle fielder covering at second base, and that ends the inning. 1 run did score, though, for Fort Lauderdale in the bottom of the third. It is now 5-4 Fort Lauderdale as we go to the top of the fourth on the Cloud Sports Network. Now let's see who this guy is that's coming in from left field. And I'll tell you why I couldn't tell you who it was, because I have 2 catchers listed on my score sheet. Who is that? Can you see the number of the guy that's just about to cross the first base line?
No, I can't.
15, that's Derek King. So Derek King is playing left field. All right, we go to the visitors' half of the fourth inning. Matt Braun will lead off. He has driven in a run on a sacrifice fly to right.
That is Dynamak. Okay. And then Dave Edwards in Long Beach.
There's a fly ball hit foul to the left side.
Thank
Strike
you.
2, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So that is Dynamak behind home plate there. She from St. Louis, is, as previously mentioned, just 4 hours away. She's actually out in the suburbs. And then that's Dave Edwards, the UIC for Long Beach, out there on the bases.
Ground ball to the shortstop just underneath his glove and on into left center field for a base hit. We're at play here in the visitors' half of the 4th inning. Columbus, the visiting team, they trail 5-4. Batter is going to be Ray Connell. And the first pitch, swung on, hit out into right field. That is down for a hit. It'll be runners at first and third, and nobody out. Josh Teeters, the batter, he flied to right field in his only other appearance. He has a runner in scoring position, and nobody out here in the top of the 4th. And the first pitch to him is a strike called on the inside part of the plate. Teeters bats from the right side. That pitch is, I guess, deep 2-2. Swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. He steps on second for 1, over to first, double play. On the play, however, Matt Braun does score, and the game is now tied. They rolled the double play. 6 unassisted for the putout on Connell, and then 6-3 on the play to get Teeters. And that'll bring up Don Judas Miles. First pitch to him is a strike called. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Inside, 2-2.
Quite a bit different game here.
That pitch just missed. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's too quiet over here.
It's tense, this game is.
Ground ball to the second baseman, off his glove and on into right center field for a hit. He's going to keep running. He goes to second base, and he is safe.
Dave Edwards right on top of the call.
Camp House will bat with a runner in scoring position. 2 out in the inning. And the first pitch to Camp House, who has hit a home run. His home run was to right field. And he takes strike 3 called.
Dynamak with the ring up. Right on at the knees. Over the plate. Call it looking. So that call at second base does not matter as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. High ball game. 5-all. It's funny. They're saying it didn't hit the black. It wouldn't matter even if it did hit the black because you know what?
Still a strike.
Yep. Well, as long as it hits the whole, as long as it doesn't hit any part of the white, it has to. Yeah. Not really much of a conversation not worth having anyway, as we are in a tight game heading into the bottom of the 4th. And they're having a conversation now, Dynamak and Dave.
They're taking too long on this.
Yeah. I mean, they've made the call. The call is they're not going to reverse anything or bring anything back. They're just, Donna and Dave are having a chat.
All right, Courtney Samuels to lead off here in 4th inning for Fort Lauderdale, and the first pitch is a strike.
Courtney had that beautiful little forehand into right field in her last at-bat.
Pitch is inside and illegal. Ball 2, strike 2. And here is the next one. Swung on and chopped back to the pitcher. Fields his position well, gets the easy out at first base, and that's the first out of the fourth inning.
Great follow-up after that illegal pitch that was short and low. Comes back with a high pitch on the inside that broke late. Probably was going to be a ball, but Courtney couldn't take the chance after taking that first strike. So had to go after it, and not much she could do with it. Fought it off, and unfortunately it just wasn't fair. Had it gone foul, it would have been a foul to give, but just couldn't keep it fair. Couldn't keep it foul.
Dustin Hardy now is 0 for 2, 0 for 1 actually. Here's a fly ball hit out into right field, ranging to his left and off his glove. This is going to go for at least 3 bases.
Off to the races. Interestingly, and for, I don't know to what degree this is important, but I don't see a third base coach over there on the Fort Lauderdale side. Could be that someone's headed over that way now, but
Jimmy Williams will be the batter. Jimmy Williams Jr. He has singled, doubled, been stranded both times. Takes a strike called.
It looks like Courtney is going to stay over there to be the third base coach.
And there is a flying foul down the left side.
That was going to land in Arkansas. Very, very, very foul.
Here's a fly ball hit out into right field. This should get the run home. Catch is made, and here comes the run that restores the lead for Fort Lauderdale. Dustin Hardy scores on the sacrifice fly. It is now 6-5 for Fort Lauderdale here in the 4th inning. Two out. And Mazeret, the batter. First pitch is inside for a ball.
Didn't have any movement on that one. That sweeper did not sweep.
And the pitch is a strike.
He kind of got away with that one. That one landed right over the plate. He wants to start that in a little bit more, out a little bit more. That one was deep. Thought he might have had it, though.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Or 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that pitch is inside for a ball.
Just missed. Camphouse probably feels like he had strike 3 twice there. But the first one was too high, and that one, the last one, never really came back over the plate.
Here's Huey Higgins. He is fouled out to the third baseman and hits now a fly ball hit to center field. Don Judas Miles makes the catch, and that ends the inning. A run did come across, however, here in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. 6-5 and a nail-biter here as Fort Lauderdale continues to lead Columbus.
We want to give a little bit of a shout-out to the Bluff City Sports Association and all their army of volunteers who have been keeping this tournament running like a clock. Of course, with all of the iPride volunteers as well coming in, flying in from all over the country. Volunteer means you don't get paid for it and oftentimes do a lot of stuff on your own dime, and we want to just express our appreciation to Brad McKinney, Theodore Stepanoff, the host committee leaders for the NAGAAA Cup here on behalf of the Bluff City, as well as to Mark Sakalaris and Jeff Chase and all of the folks, not Jeff Chase. Jeff Chase, I love you.
Jeff Sloan.
Jeff Sloan, sorry. Jeff Sloan. 3 years ago would have been Jeff Chase. But Jeff Sloan and all of the hard work of all of the volunteers. Ryan Holthusen as well. So many folks. And a special shout out to Chris Overly and to Chris Callahan, newer members of the leadership group who are working very hard both on the branding and IT side.
Brandon Archer to lead off here in the 5th inning. His team trails by a run. He hits the first pitch into right field for a leadoff single. His previous at-bats were a liner to the first baseman and a strikeout on the foul ball. And now the batter will be Chase White, who has singled twice. He was singled and doubled, and he has scored a run. 6-5 our score here. Fort Lauderdale over Columbus. And the first pitch is hit in the air to left. Catch is made by the left fielder. That's Kenny Ellison, and that's the first out of the fifth inning.
If you are a Cloud Sports veteran and supporter who's watched our coverage for the last couple of years, you might notice something's a little bit different, and that's the picture quality. We have done a lot of work, spent a ton of money trying to improve our picture quality and our network connection. Much of that infrastructure was built from scratch by Mitch Barnes and Tyler Forrester at no small expense to the organization itself, Cloud Sports. So we appreciate your work, Mitch and Tyler.
That ball hit off the umpire. The runner at first gets to second easily, so it'll be first and second. That's going to go for as a base hit, it looks like. That's a really quality picture. So let's see what this happens. Does it hit off the umpire?
It does,
it hit his foot. Tried to make a kick save and was able to at least keep the ball in the infield. So the runner at first base, Archer, made it to second on a slide. So it's first and second with one out, and the middle fielder, Daniel Porter, will be the batter.
Now, if you're wondering why that isn't an out or why it isn't an automatic stoppage, is because when an umpire is out there in the field, they're considered part of the field of play.
Line drive up the middle and on into center field for a hit. A run will score, and on the play, the other runner takes third. So Archer scored. Miles running for Ricks made it to third. The game is now tied.
Nice job by that center fielder to get over and cut that ball off and to make a quality throw. Ball got there in time, but wasn't quite on the line that it needed to be.
This is a pinch hitter, and I don't have him listed as a substitute, so I only can tell you that he wears number 29, and I think he's their first base coach. And the first pitch to him swung on and grounded to third, over to second for one, relay to first, double play.
Wow. Nice job on that 5-4-3 double play.
However,
beat him by a step.
Yes, another run does score. And now as we go to the bottom of the fifth, our game is once again tied at 6.
We want to know who you're rooting for. There's quite a lot of you watching right now. So if you haven't already told us, Drew Cantor-Wagner is rooting for Columbus. John Brennis is rooting for Ray. John, I don't know who that is. Which team are they on? I probably can look it up, but you want to tell me. Go ahead and type in the chat. Let us know who you're rooting for. We've got a tight ball game heading into the bottom of the fifth.
And so it'll be batters 5, 6, and 7 for the home team.
Lord. Oh, I just stood up. That felt good.
Yeah.
We're on.
Mario Newson will lead off. He'll be followed by A.J. Alvarez and Corey McFadden.
Assuming you have better things to do than watch us, comment on softball all day. Earlier we mentioned that we are in a beautiful booth here, Rich and I. Very lucky and spoiled to be up here. Able to have a great vantage point and not a lot of distractions. Downside is the bar stools we're sitting on are those aluminum jabs.
They're not cushioned.
They're not.
Leadoff single for Mario Newson starts the home half of the fifth inning.
But it has been a beautiful day here in Memphis as the skies have cleared up now. We are expecting a little precipitation tomorrow that might throw off our start time a little bit. Stay tuned to the iPride social channels and to the Cloud Sports social channels.
Rounder to second, the flip to the middle fielder gets the force at second base. The relay not in time, so it's 1 out, 1 on.
Currently, we are expected to start at 11:15 tomorrow. We will keep you updated on the Cloud Sports Network social media channels. That's mostly on Facebook. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on with our schedule there. And you can follow updates on the iPride social channels for other teams and other games.
Corey McFadden, the batter, he has a home run in this game. And he has hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop. And that's a fly ball hit to the right side, and it's out of play. It's a foul ball.
Earlier, someone was in the stands right in front of us, listening to our broadcast, watching our broadcast on their smartphone or something. It appears that they've left or they've turned us off for whatever reason. But I was able to hear our echo. Drew Cantor-Wagner confirms that Ray Ray is Columbus.
The pitch is illegal.
Good pitch to go up there, though, with a 2-strike count.
There is a fly ball hit out into center field for a base hit. Running all the way, coming around second, heading to third is Alvarez, and he makes it in easily.
That ball was hit with some passion there. Definitely a good hard stroke, good high exit velocity out of the infield. We haven't seen a lot of home runs. We've seen a couple of inside the park home runs, but only one ball I've seen leave the yard.
That's it. That's all we've had here. Kenny Ellison swings and hits one to the third baseman. He recovers, but he has no play. Alvarez scores, and his team now takes the lead again in this back and forth event. It is now 7-6. McFadden, safe at second on an infield single for Ellison, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Eddie Strong.
As you're watching, you might be confused because the home team is listed on the left side of the screen right now.
Here's the base hit to right field. Runner comes around third to score. That is McFadden. And on the play, Ellison to third. And Strong is safe at first. 2 runs have scored in the inning. It's 8-6.
Oh, that's right, Drew. You weren't the one who talked about Ray Ray. That was John. John, tell me who Ray Ray is. Drew is just rooting for Columbus. And
Courtney Samuels, the batter. First pitch. Swung on and hit foul to the right side.
That was an excellent piece of pitching from Camphouse. He knew that she wants to go to the right side, so he fed her that one that looked like it was coming right down the middle, had that break lay toward the right side, and didn't give her much of a chance.
Ground ball to the first baseman, and he has no... Oh, yes, he does. He has a play to the pitcher, who did a great job of covering first base, but on the play, Kenny Ellison scored the 3rd run of the inning. Samuels is out 3-1. First baseman to the pitcher. That should be the 2nd out of the inning, and we'll go back to the top of the order and Dustin Hardy.
Oh, Ray Ray is Raymond Connell, also with Columbus.
The right fielder.
There we go. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. That one hit the plate.
Swung on, hit out into right field. The ball gets in for a hit. Another run will score. Well, maybe not. Oh, he's going to be caught in a rundown. They throw back. No, they just tag him out, and that's it.
Nice job.
So, it's a single for Hardy, and then the out is made on Strong 9-2.
Really good job by that catcher running that batter back and then faking the throw not once but twice before the knees buckled on that runner going back to third to get that out. Really well done. It's a 3-run game now.
9-6 our score as we go to the top of the 6th.
Donna Mack, about how much time we got? Thank you, young lady. You probably heard that. That's 10 minutes left. A little less than 10.
Matt Braun to lead off. Top of the 6th inning now. Matt Braun is at a sacrifice fly to right center, and he has singled and scored.
Now, Matt is not related to the paper towel empire, in case you were wondering.
And he waits for the first pitch from Eddie Strong and hits one in the air. On into center field, right center calls for it, makes the catch.
Now, this is a callback to the second inning where the first run that scored for Columbus was the result of a miscommunication out in the outfield between the center and right fielder, where they were not communicating at all. Not so much a miscommunication as a non-communication. That wound up with the runner getting all the way to third and then would score 2 batters later. This time, there was lots of communication. We could hear it all the way up here in the booth.
All right, and for the young man who told us he was rooting for Ray Ray, Ray Ray is the batter.
Repping the Cobra Kai dojo.
Ground ball up the middle and on into right center field for a single. He's there with 1 out.
Or was that the Eagle Fang era? No idea what I'm talking about.
Okay. Josh Teeters, the batter. Teeters has fly to right, and he has hit into a double play.
Would you say that he tottered into a double play?
I would say that, yes. He lines one, though, this time in a right center field. The ball gets down for a hit. It'll be first and second with 1 out. Don Judas Miles, the batter. Singled and doubled. He has scored a run. And Donomac says strike called. The 1-2. A grounder to second base, fielded by the second baseman, goes to the shortstop, and they get the force. Connell to third. Teeters is out at second, 4-6.
Now we started this inning with 10 minutes to go. Columbus is the visiting team. Fort Lauderdale is the home team. Unless Columbus is able to tie this game, we might wind up with an end here very soon.
Camphouse takes the strike called.
But this is the guy you want up to do it. This is the part of the order.
Pitch is deep. 2-2.
Courtney trying to buy a strike there for her pitcher. Donna having none of it.
Line drive into center field for a hit. Will play to run. Miles strays off the bag at second, but he's going to stay there. It'll be first and second. 9-7 is our score.
I want to say that Miles was the one who took that aggressive turnaround first earlier in the game.
It is
went about halfway to second before scampering back to first base.
It is him, indeed. There's a ground ball to the first baseman. He'll tag first base.
And that's it.
And that's the inning.
1 run in. Now it's going to be a game of time. We started that inning with about 10 minutes to go. And if Fort Lauderdale can stay up to bat for maybe 4 minutes, then we will have an end to our ball game.
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes left. Okay. Yeah, right around.
9-7.
Right fielder was coming up to the plate. Donomac called up, batter up. And as he's running in, he says, it's me. Don't yell at me in front of all these people. And the strike is called.
He's taken his time to get to where he needs to get to, so he's already in the hole. 1-2. This is the right fielder, Jimmy Williams Jr.
Donna is not one to allow stalling.
Someone said that should be 3.
That's the pitcher over there. And now we're going to have a chat.
She's telling him to shut his mouth.
And now she called ball 2.
Ball 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2-2. And there's a bouncing ball to the first baseman. He'll flip to the pitcher for the out. 3-1 to put out. And that's how the 6th inning starts for Fort Lauderdale.
When you're trailing by a run, trailing by 2 runs, and you've got a limited amount of time. That first out is so important.
Here's Mazarette. Strike called.
At this point, they're all going to be taking a strike.
Swung on and hit high in the air to left field. Left fielder coming over, shortstop coming over too, but the ball drops in foul territory. One ball, 2 strikes.
Look for another foul here if he gets the opportunity.
That pitches the ball.
Oh.
Ooh.
Might have got squeezed there.
Campos said, just throw the ball back to me. It is what it is. And that pitch sails outside, so it's a walk with 1 out.
On the downside, you don't want to take the time to walk a batter. On the plus side, you're a double play away from getting out of the inning with still time left.
Huey Higgins takes a ball. Go ahead.
Now he's down himself in a hole, so he needs to start being a strike-throwing machine and work his defense behind
There's
him.
a line drive hit out into right field. The ball is going to get down, and it's going to go to the fence and bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. And the right fielder out there, that's Ray, he just slammed the fence.
Derek, that's me. Be nice. Derek can hear me eating. Shut it.
Runners at second and third now. Mario Newsom, the batter. Hit into a fielder's choice, singled. And he hits one fair down the left field line. 2 runs are going to score
And
on a base hit.
That's probably going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back here. 1 out, still just a double play away, but that clock is ticking.
A.J. Alvarez, the batter. Singled and scored, fly to left. Hit into a fielder's choice and scored. Takes the first pitch for a ball.
7-11, trailing by 4.
Line drive up the middle and on into center field for another hit. Bobbled by the center fielder who gets it back in. It'll be runners at first and second with 1 out.
We're going to do a time check here. We're really close. Got to be less than 2 minutes for sure.
Corey McFadden now takes a ball.
Deep with that arc.
There's a line drive hit up the middle and on into center field.
Oh!
Center fielder dives, cannot get the catch. Runners at first and second had to hold, so they're only able to advance 1 base, and its base is loaded.
Clock is ticking. This is probably the last batter.
Kenny Ellison will be that batter. Fly ball hit out into left field. King makes the catch. It's a sacrifice fly as a run scores.
Donna Mack saying let her know when the time expires. She's not necessarily going to be able to hear the alarm.
Mario Newsom scored that run on the play. Alvarez went to third, and the other runner held at first. That's McFadden. And there's a fly ball hit out into left field.
Oh, if this is an out, they'll have
And
another
the
shot.
catch is made.
They'll get another chance. They will get another chance. There cannot be much time left, but the way that it works is time is no longer a factor. Even if there were just a couple of seconds left, you don't have to come up to the bat to start the inning. The official start of the inning is the end of the last inning. So once that third out is recorded, that next inning begins, which means Columbus has a shot to still stay alive. 3 outs away from 5 runs. They need 5 to tie, 6 to go ahead. But if they're able to do that, Florida, as the home team, will still have an opportunity to answer in regulation. Florida is the home team, Columbus the visitors. So as we start the 7th inning, for the second time today, 7 innings?
Yes.
For the second time today, we go into 7. It's Columbus trailing by 5. Here to tell you the rest of the story is the voice of Pride Softball, Rich Siegel.
Chase White will lead off here on the 7th inning. He has singled, doubled, fly to left, scored 1 run. Up the middle and on into center field for a leadoff single.
One thing we know about this Columbus team is that they are capable of putting up 5 runs in a hurry. Now, there is a Arkansas-sized gap between the center and left field.
Paul Ricks, the batter.
At first, I was thinking maybe they're playing
and there is a fly ball hit out in a right field foul.
At first, I thought they were playing a 5-man infield with just a left, center, and a right outfield. But they've got 4 men in the infield and 4 in the outfield. They're just left center fielder is playing sort of a shallow center.
Ricks has hit into a double play. He has doubled and he has singled.
Rocky Bowell is rooting for Team Florida from the SF AAA, South Florida Amateur Athletic Association.
There's a fly ball hit out into left field. Left fielder coming on and makes the catch. That's Kenny Ellison. That's the first out.
Makes the sledding a little bit tougher. You'd want to plate at least half of these runs that you need before you record that first out to give yourself some breathing room.
Daniel Porter, the batter. And he hits a grounder to third, fielded by the third baseman. There's 1 out at second and no play at first.
2 down now. That makes it really tough. Columbus potentially up to their last batter, but they've got a good one in the batter's box stepping in.
Derek King is lined to the first baseman. He is walked, and he has grounded out to the third baseman. And I think he hit into a double play in the last at-bat. He swings at this pitch. He hits it off the pitcher's glove, fielded by the middle fielder. No, the shortstop tags the second base, and that ends the game. No runs for Columbus here in the top of the 7th. Our final score here will be Fort Lauderdale 12 and the Columbus Trophy Hunters 7. The 5 seed beats the 12 seed in the final game that we will be announcing today.
We'll be back tomorrow at around 11:15. If you want to pay attention to when we're on, please follow us at Cloud Sports Network. We'll give you the updates in case we're a little bit delayed. Some moisture is expected tomorrow. And of course, you can always follow along here on the iPride Softball Facebook and YouTube channels. They'll let you know when we're coming as well. Make sure to like and follow so that when we go live tomorrow, you'll know we'll be live on these platforms, these very same platforms tomorrow, 11:15. For our technical crew, Tyler Forrester, Justin Kagiwa, Daryl Perry, and Jackson Kern. He's Rich Siegel, Hall of Famer and voice of iPride Softball. I'm Roman Jimenez. Thank you. Good night and good luck. Ooh.
God, my ass is sore.